hours in Dead by Daylight are often referred to as the best indicator of skill. To test this, I invited Otzdarva and Hens to compete against my Twitch chat to match the hour count to each killer based just off their gameplay. Feel free to play along and let me know how you measured up against the two titans of DBD Killer. Without any more delay, let's get into the game show. Okay, so we got Slinger on the Wretched Shop, finding Dwight pretty early on, 5 gens up, nice little shot over the tires.
Ooh, that is a great shot, actually. Okay, starting the game off strong.
Hit on the Dwight. The perks are No Way Out, Deadlock, Surge, and Pain Res, so
he's playing without add-ons, which is interesting.
does that tell you anything at all, do you think?
No, not at all.
Going for a nice little shot through the floorboards, through the boards on the window, does not hit it.
I feel like you could have shot that.
Dwight running around the corner, quick reload, no add-ons on the Slinger, by the way.
I feel like Slinger is a killer where add-ons are very comfortable and they're also very cheap, so you do see them very often. That was very proactive, not reactive at all. Now, that's a way to know when someone is a bit of a beginner. They try to, like, correct and aim. When they're very experienced, they know what they're doing, if that makes sense. Like, they don't go for the shot through this gap. Now they do. Yeah, they know about it. That was excellent.
Okay. On Yui. Okay. Went for a bit of a pointless shot because they would have got the M1 anyway. Missed it and is now going for that M1.
And, okay, one part, like, sticks out like a sore thumb out of this build. It's Deadlock. Because of anti-synergy with Jolt and Pain Resonance.
Yep.
He doesn't reload after the missed shot. If he had reloaded, he would have not gotten that hit. And that's also something that you don't... Like, some people just get the habit of reloading every time after missing a shot. So that was great. The missed shot there doesn't tell us much either. It was a bit of a... Sometimes, you know, you know the right play is to not use your power, but you still use your power anyway, just because it's more fun. If I had a dime for every time I've used Tentacle on Nemesis when I didn't need to... Oh, that was an excellent shot. Oh my gosh, that was great.
Do you think that's a showcase of someone with high hours? If they play more for fun, then...
It's like a curve, okay? Like, I watch a Nemesis play that only had like a few hundred hours, and he was using his Tentacle all the time when it made no sense and lost the game because of it, right? So when he has more hours, he's gonna know when to use the M1 more. But then if he has a lot of hours, he might just go for Tentacle, just because it's more fun, you know?
Yeah. Whiffed on the Dwight, gets the shot over the window though. Gonna reel them around the corner. Okay. Dwight running into the trees.
So my take on this player is, like, he's a really good Deathslinger, but he strikes me as more on the casual end. But he has 4 slot-ons, which...
Oh, but it's just so difficult with that little lip there.
Yep. Going all the way around here, the Dwight on the right, just gonna get a simple shot over the T-wall. Yeah, I feel like once you know there's a slow vault sound, it's so obvious. Like, it's so loud.
Yeah, like I think this is honestly like an indication. I don't think this is the KR player. Because like really experienced players would know that guy's slow vaulted, unless he's listening to music maybe. But like, it's pretty loud. Dwight has one of the loudest slow vault sounds.
Very solid gameplay. That being said, we have watched some incredible Slinger players, so I feel like if this goes on for a few more minutes, we might, like, there is a bit of a tell. Like, one way to know that you're watching a Slinger main that has a humongous amount of hours is that they show you holes that you didn't even know were there before.
Yeah.
And this map has a few of those, I think, that we might see.
Running the corner, maybe going for a shot over the window. No, going for a nice shot through the little hole in the Azarov tile. Very good. Okay, now we're on the L wall with the Yui. Simple shot over the window. Gonna reel around. Not gonna go for the hit over the window. Dwight coming in for the hit tank. And our Slinger actually electing to not hit the Dwight.
He breaks the chain to zone Yui a tiny bit better. Whoa. Okay. Holy. Wow, that's an insane shot.
Oh. The flick is kind of cool. Super unnecessary. It doesn't do anything really, but it is cool.
That was fucking clean. What? The flick. Woo! That was clean. I like that. I like that. I don't even know if that did anything or if that was just style points, but that looked clean. Okay, nice little shot on the Yui from some distance. And now back on Talita. Doing the Deathslinger tech, threatening to to shoot but doesn't, and then shoots exactly at the right time to hit Talita.
I haven't talked much about the build, but I'm gonna say there's something odd about this build that strikes me as a little odd. And I can't tell if that is a lack of experience or a bit of a quirk. You'll notice that with Deadlock, the 2 other regression perks do not synergize very well with it.
Yep, my games.
But his movement is a bit stiff. I think the movement is like really stiff. As if this guy's not used to mouse, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like
That's
it
the
just
vibes I'm
strikes
getting.
me as a low DPI gamer. Like, I think I remember, although Herman was a controller player, I feel like I remember Herman kind of looking like this. Like, just low sensitivity, like, to get the precise...
And Herman
Shocks.
knows how to work around the limitations perfectly. It's kind of like interesting to see.
Oh.
Nice, good shot.
Yeah,
That was
each
nasty.
person is a killer main on their main.
Okay, so it's not gonna be a guy that plays 50-50 Survivor.
No. The Slinger absolutely loves flicking to the left. The killers did know that this game was for the game show, yes.
Here is probably gonna go for a shot, even if he doesn't need to. Nope, going for the M1, so it's easier to follow it up with an M2, and that might be he's aiming for it still. Yeah. Ooh, that was so confident.
Yeah, he's like very precise on when he aims in. Doesn't waste any. Yeah, actually, extremely experienced Deathslinger player. I feel like his movement is very stiff though. I don't think this is the most experienced killer player, but extremely good Deathslinger.
A question for you. How many hours do we think the Slinger has? 8,100, 8.1k. 4,700, 4.7k. 5,400, 5.4k. And 6,200, 6.2k. All right, I'm gonna put the poll up for 1 minute, so get your votes in quick. 5.4k and 4.7k, so close at the end. But 5.4k wins with 39% of the votes.
Alright, I'm going against 4.7k.
4.7k.
Dude, I'm so judgmental here, dude.
Yep.
They're
Yes,
gonna
you
watch
are.
the video and they're gonna be like, bro, fuck.
Yep, you're a piece
No,
of shit. Okay, next killer.
They're the best player ever.
Yeah, go for it.
I would be very surprised if you had numbers this close and the one that you made up was the lowest or highest. That would be really strange. So I almost feel like I could assume that the one that you made up is one of them in the middle, but that could be a dangerous assumption. I will say, just based on the build, based on some extremely, and I mean extremely subtle things I've noticed during this game, I'm gonna say they have 4.7k hours,
Okay.
which is still mad, honestly.
Yeah. All right, Pinhead. In on the game, it looks like an AFK Nia Carlson. What was your guess?
Who this is probably Reaper. I'll guess.
Solid guess, solid guess. Yeah, Pinhead just about as confused as I am, but getting the quick down nonetheless. Nice chain accuracy on our boy Leon.
Right. I feel like this is a killer where subtle, like the difference between a good, intermediate, advanced, beginner player, I think it's really easy to see it. So I'm very happy that we have this kind of killer. That was a.
You
that
think
was good chance.
Pinhead's skill
Yeah.
expression is very obvious?
I think so, yeah. I mean, especially on the lower end, it's so obvious when you watch someone that is not too experienced. That, like, someone less confident, by the way, would have not used the chain there and would have taken their chances
Yep.
to just M1, which is really, it's a great sign. You also see this killer do something that is pretty straightforward. Well, this guy's probably not a cheater then. If you right?
Probably not.
You see that he puts the chains aiming from one side, let's say right, and then he comes on the left. This is something that you learn very quickly on this killer, because there's a smaller likelihood of you running into your own chains and breaking them prematurely.
Right, yeah. That makes sense.
I also like his camera movement that he does.
Jake faking the pallet, Pinhead, a little bit of red stay in mind games. Running through, Jake's getting hit. Jake running to the other tile, Pinhead going for the hit again. Gets it. Thought about TPing to the box, thought about trying to interrupt the box, I imagine. But realized it was probably too far away and gets the down instead.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd choice. You don't really see it. Like, rapid brutality is more useful if you have saved the best for last to make it a bit more useful, but... Okay, he was definitely looking for the opportunity to interrupt the box by looking there, but decided not to do it.
Maybe a little bit of a mistake there. Flicks it up until the second floor. back on our Nia again. She's actually locked in this room.
It's very interesting how far they aim ahead. I would not do that if I was playing Pinhead.
Really?
But-
In case you came up against some Jukas. Aiming too far ahead again.
What I usually do is like try to aim like a tiny bit ahead of the survivor. Not as much as he does, like half a meter or something, and then flick down. That's how I play. But he's actually like correcting his aim, which is probably the better way to play, I would imagine.
We know one unfortunate thing is that we have the wallhack add-on, the greasy lens, and I feel like I love this. It's one of my favorite add-ons. Don't get me wrong. It won't work. It's one of my favorite add-ons, but it also it's kind of like having Amaliers. You don't really have to do mind games, right?
Right, yeah, it's a little bit of an autopilot add-on.
Yeah, so that is a bit unfortunate. The fact that we're also playing on the game, I think eliminates the chances for us to see how he runs common tiles like Shag, you know, yada yada. Okay, so what we see is understanding. Yeah, and damn. That's such a shame. That's such a shame. So our killer understood that with Larry's remains, he had a bit of extra time, and he knew that the survivor would probably be hiding behind something. An attempt was made there, but it was a bit too late. It was a bit too late.
Very, very impressive stuff. Okay, aims up again. Just unfortunate. The 2-leveled map, they're probably not as used to that. Perfect hit on the Jake. Jake, however, has a god pallet. Not much you can do, even with the chains. Gonna get whopped by that pallet.
Ooh, barely doesn't get it.
Okay. The gen in bathroom is being progressed. 3 gens left, so they're doing better than they did in the Slinger game, the survivors. Gateway and a hit, so still yet to really miss a gateway.
All right, good play there. Very, very confident. Uh-oh. Definitely a skill issue on the killer part there. Should have looked, should have put on some sunglasses before picking up.
Real. Jake is off and free. 4 hooks still for up in head. 3 gens left. Flashbang save coming out. Wah. Come up on to the gen. Finds the Nia again. Nice little slap on the survivor. Hits the chain again. Just yet to hit. Yet to miss any gateways, which is really impressive.
Ooh, doesn't get the pallet save. Very nice.
Power struggle.
Oh, it's a power struggle. What? Rolled. Can't come back from that.
You summoned me.
Takes the
Actually,
teleport.
Interesting teleport.
I came.
Okay, this killer knows something that many Pinhead players don't know, and it is the fact that as soon as you teleport, even as you are appearing, you can already start to buffer your M2 possessor chain teleport thing. So you can send out your chain immediately.
Oh my god, the Ori add-on is so strong.
Yeah, the way this guy uses it as well, like just letting them, you know, just letting them like overthink and run into him.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of how long it is. I would personally not do that. I didn't know that the Ori reading is that long.
To put it simply, gets the hook. Nia kind of just, I don't think, did she see him? Did he see her? I mean, I guess not. She was standing on that jungle gym and she got the insta-save. Now going for the Nia, seeing the mind games from the Nia, the little fake of the window and delaying the vault. Rapid brutality coming out, gonna close this gap a little bit quicker. Ooh, head on!
In the swings and stuff, but oh dear.
In the swings? How do you mean?
Can we watch that again?
Yes, what do you want to watch?
Just that head on one more time. Yeah. Okay, Alf, I'm sorry. I can't pretend I know who this is.
That's fine. Yeah, if you want to say who it is, that's fine.
I know who it is.
The only thing you can't do is look up their hours.
Okay.
So, do you have a prediction on who it is?
Yeah, this is Field.
Uh-huh.
I mean, to be fair, like
You opened it.
he's taken. I'm gonna tell you why I know, right? And it's gonna be, you're gonna feel really stupid. You probably asked them to take out their perk packs so that they're not recognizable by that, right?
Yep.
Well, there's a problem because when they got stunned by head-on, I
showed.
noticed it immediately. The pop-up perk for head-on had the texture that Field uses, and I just happened to remember that. So it's very unfortunate, but even though I recognize the playstyle a little bit from field, I wouldn't be 100%, you know, because at the end of the day, like killer mains, they often like the same add-ons, they often do the same things, right? So even though I had a suspicion, I wasn't sure. But then when I saw the golden head-on debuff icon on the top right of the screen, then I knew that it was field.
Also uses power whenever it's pretty much on cooldown.
Straight after you say that, doesn't use his power.
Yeah. Of course.
Has to curse.
Oh, that was great correction. Okay. Legs on the Jake, down he goes.
Trying to take a hit, but not quite from the Hadika. As she drops down, missing the chain. Looking for Hattie, but just going for the pickup. Looks like a survivor came in with background player, but they didn't get anything out of it. Got a little M1 with the agitation. Solid hit again over on the pallet. Nice little stain. Actually goes for the swing, doesn't get it, and body blocks off of the pallet.
Well, I guess, I mean, the accuracy speaks for them. It's like, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Nice.
barely missing the entire game.
It's hard to explain this, but basically, when someone is still learning, they don't innovate, you know, they don't mix things together that make sense, right? Like, for example, if you don't have a great sense of fashion, you're not gonna mix two things that are really wildly different.
It's a hell of an
because
analogy.
Yeah, like if you listen to someone that knows their way around fashion, they're like, oh yeah, you see this because this texture goes really well with this, and this really goes, you know, and this pairs with this, and on this season, Khaled colors are very, you know, you're like, okay, whatever. I guess they know what they're talking about. When you see a build like this, you know that there's thought behind every perk, because rapid brutality, as we explained, works well with this killer's strengths and weaknesses. It also pairs with agitation. If you down someone, it stacks with agitation. Agitation and search have their own little synergy together, since you're able to constantly bring the hook back to the action. Obviously on this map it doesn't matter because search is just so good. And Grim Embrace also speaks like, oh, I want to have a perk to mess with survivors a little bit, but I'm too good for painters. I'm too good for pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How many hours do we think the Pinhead has? All right, I'm gonna chuck the poll up for you. 8.1k is what chat has guessed. So, in theory, what does that mean? That means for Slinger, you guessed 5.4k. For Pinhead, you guessed 8.1k. That means the answers you have left are 4.7k and 6.2k as we go into the last game.
Yeah. Alright, I think the Reaper has been playing the game for a million years. I know that for a fact. I think it's gonna be that chaos player.
A million years.
Yeah, he's playing for a million years and three actually. A million and 3.
Okay, so your guesses so far are 4.7k for the Slinger and 8.1k for Pinhead.
Yeah.
I noticed some very nitpicky inaccuracies in the gameplay that immediately would tell me, okay, maybe not 8,000 hours, you know? But yeah, let's be honest, man, I make those mistakes and I have more than 8,000 hours. So it's like, I'm trying to grasp at straws here. I would say 5.4 since I've already picked 4.7. And now that I know it's field, I also think he has around that number of hours. I think from the top of my head, I don't know. I don't think he's the kind of person that puts it in the title or anything like that. I know he's obviously a P100 Pinhead and he's very good. And he also used to main Slinger, which is probably why he's so accurate with the chains. So I'm gonna say 5.4 for this gameplay.
No, you're totally not.
No, imagine I played that game back for you.
Bro, showing me how I lose the screen, bro. That would be so BM.
He's so evil. All right, okay.
Alright, I will say one thing about this player, this Trickster player, is ridiculously accurate with their knives. And he honestly made me rethink how strong Trickster is. Just because of his absurd accuracy and speed, he can chase people down.
Yeah, well, it's
Like,
gonna be
there's not much you can
crazy when I'm the 8k hour player and it's my Trickster gameplay. But we'll see.
I'll see if it's WhatsApp 100%. Yeah, it's WhatsApp. I can't already tell. I can already tell.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Like, it's just like nobody else. Like, I'm sorry, but like nobody else plays like this. Nobody else hits every knife into the main one and like shits on the Claire in such a fashion. Oh, what is this? Head on. Also, because I watched the stream, I know he experimented with that haste vault add-on.
Oh. You watch his stream.
Look at Jedi. Yeah, no.
Just
What's is literally him, by the way. I'm just saying, literally him.
So, something I didn't want to say last match is that I think the players are using specifically weird add-on choices or specifically unusual add-on choices just because they don't want to go with their signature favorite add-ons, right?
Yeah.
So even though I'm still thinking meta, that's what this screams to me. Because I don't know if you noticed, but we have an add-on that, if I don't remember incorrectly, gives you a speed boost for every successful knife that you hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is the Eerie Photo card.
Yep.
But then we also have an add-on. Oh my god, that accuracy! That makes knives bounce, which kind of encourages you to go a bit wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, dude! Like this camera, like I'm so sorry, but I might also know who this is, just purely based on the fact that I only know one person that plays Trickster to this level.
Chasing around the logs. Getting to the far side of the logs, hiding the red stain. Looking around the area, thinks there's a survivor here. Whoa! I want to watch that whole sequence again. So sees a survivor over here as he comes around the logs. Goes around, moves around the logs, looks for the survivor. Doesn't see any indicator of the survivor. Maybe sees the crows on the rocks. And baits out the head-on on the locker. Wow. That is impressive. Gets the down and another hook. 3 hooks, 5 gens for our Trickster. Finds our Claire Redfield out of position, which, as you should know, is pretty much a death sentence against any Trickster. And of course, it's a death sentence against this guy. Quick down with the main event. Just popping the main event at every opportunity. I like to see it. Picks up, no save. That's 4 hooks, 5 gens for our Trickster player.
It's like eating a meal from your grandma that you recognize, like, and maybe it's not the best meal, but it's just, it has a flavor to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just recognize this playstyle, and I'd be very surprised if this belongs to anyone other than the person that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So
You want to name drop it?
yeah, I mean, can I say it now? I think this is way sick.
Mm-hmm.
If I get a look at the hooks, I even remember his charms because I played against him. So if he ever gets close to a hook, I'm going to be able to tell you if it's him or not, if he didn't remove it.
With the only 2 slowdowns being Corrupt and Pain Res. 2 knives around the back wall, not overextending. Little Vault chasing it. Around the back wall again from the Yunjin. Down on the Yunjin and looking away the style points. Not even looking at her after he killed her. There's your hook.
Yeah, no, those are his charms. 100%. That is way sick.
5 hooks for our Trickster. 1 kill, 4 gens left. Bill running around main. Miss knife there. But the fact that I'm even picking up on the missed knives is incredibly impressive. Because I think whenever I watch any other Trickster player, there's a missed knife every other knife. Whereas this guy is just whacking them all in.
I know how old he is and where he's from. I'm not sure if I know.
Do you know who it is?
I think it was
their
6K.
age,
Yeah.
where they're from, but not their house in the game.
No.
That's crazy.
I think it was 5K though. I think it was, like, I definitely looked at it. I just forgot. Like, I'm sorry, but like watching this guy play made me think Trickster might be better than Hunters. I'm not kidding.
I don't know if you noticed, right? But there's been a lot of situations where assuming it's Waysig, where our Trickster main here could have gone for basic attacks. Keep in mind, Trickster is now normal speed, right? And he doesn't do it. He does main events.
Yeah.
At times when doesn't, like if you were playing a tournament, maybe you wouldn't even take that risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that just speaks about, like, this guy is toying with the survivors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's not even taking it seriously. He's not even thinking, oh, let's try to save main event just in case. No. He just wants to do it now.
Hook on the bill. That's our 7th stage. 2 gens left. 3 survivors alive. Going for the ricochet hit on the pallet and gets it. Very nice. Mind games around the jungle gym. The haste coming out. Vault over the window. Happy to path around. Double vault from the survivor. Vault from our Trickster. Trying to get the knife over the pallet, but she just runs. She's not camping it. Now, walking back to try and get the knives. Hasn't hit a single knife on Sable yet. Going for Bill. Bill probably not realizing that window was bamboozled.
Doesn't go for them one. Too much pride in the power. It's using the old man to farm a main event. That's crazy.
Dude, that oh man. Oh, by the way, using the purple bouncy knives. like you try it, dude. It makes you do such ridiculous misplays. I have a lot of respect because anytime I use this add-on, it makes me try things that make no sense. And the fact that he knows when to go for accuracy for his Eerie add-on and when to go for bounciness shenanigans is really cool.
Yeah, vaulting the window and activating the main event from the top of the ironworks, trying to go for some ricochet plays. Eventually gives up on it, can hear the survivor below him and chasing. Hitting the Bill. Going for Claire, getting the down. Bill, I don't know if he thinks that this OTR is like a superpower, but it's not really working out for him.
Using him again to farm main, and no, he missed one. You see, that's crazy. He expects that knife to hit, and he ends the main event on the perfect knife. Like, the amount of, like, mechanical precision in his play is just out of this world. Like, it really is. I don't know. Oh my god, the hatch spawned right there.
Like, you see how he doesn't even wait to see if the knife hits because he already knows that the hit is happening? Well, never mind. He lost Hajj, so kind of bad, actually.
Yep, 4K streak is over. How many hours do we think our Trickster has? The answers are 8.1K, which has already been guessed. 5.4K, which has already been guessed. 4.7K, which is yet to have been guessed. And 6.2K, which is yet to have been guessed. The winner of the poll, 6.2K for the Trickster with 52% of the votes. Closely followed by 29% of the votes on 4.7K, 14% of the votes on 8.1K, and 5% of the votes on 5.4K.
That is, yeah, well, that is Watzek. I think, okay, I'm going to change my mind. Well, let me see. Okay, I think Watzek has, I think it was 5.4K. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I think Reaper had 8.1K. So the Pinhead is Reaper, which is 8.1K. The Trickster's Watzek, which is 4.5K. I have no clue who the Deathslinger is.
4.5K is not an answer.
5.4, sorry. I mixed up the numbers.
Okay.
It's me being German. And I think the Deathslinger is 4.7K.
Okay. Is that final answer?
Final answer.
So,
I'm him. Everything's right.
So because I know he's more of a specialist, I'm actually leaning towards giving him the lowest hour count. And because I think he doesn't play other killers much at all, and maybe not much Survivor. So I would take out the 4.7 that I gave to Slinger and give it to Trickster. I would remain on 5.4K hours on the Cenobite on an absolute win. On an absolute win. It just, I just, or maybe upgrade to 6.2. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade. Oh, this is so hard. I'm gonna upgrade Cenobite from 5.4 to 6.2. Just based on the fact that extreme confidence. Cenobite has been out longer than Trickster, if I remember correctly. And even though it seems very unintuitive, I'm gonna give 8.1 to Slinger. So I'm gonna let the order of the killers be the main dictator. Yeah, that's my final guess. Go for it.
So that is Trickster 4.7, put our Slinger at 8.1.
Yes.
And did you put Reaper at 5.4 or
6.2? 6.2.
The reveal. Our Slinger, our Deathslinger main with the biggest brain was Osu. Osu, the Slinger main, recently did a massive thread about the different Slinger skins, which is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Going through shots through the walls. Has 5.4 thousand hours. Which is exactly what chat guessed. Our Pinhead. Chat guessed 8.1K. And this killer was the very well-known Pinhead main, Field Agent Reaper. A content creator themselves, a streamer, but the question is how many hours do they have? And we have gone 2 for 2, because our Pinhead has 8,100 hours. Extremely well done. Extremely well done from chat. But can we get the clean sweep? Now, one of these answers was fake. On our Trickster, we are currently between a complete 50-50. One of the answers is fake. One of them is right. And our Trickster, the ender of Hens's survivor escape streak, 4 of the best survivors in the world, Wasek, the Polish Trickster main, has 4.7 thousand hours. This good at the game with 4.7 thousand hours. Chat going 2 out of 3. Extremely impressive. And even for the last one, it was the second most voted answer. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy these two as they are the exact same. And also consider dropping a subscription. Thank you so much.